Saw snow earlier today in the North Country, 4, 5, 6, 7, even 8 inches of snow for some. And then rain, freezing rain, and sleet. If you look closely enough, some of the trees starting to glisten a little bit as that rain is freezing on contact. However, the temperature at the airport, 1 degree above freezing, but that's not the case in many spots as we are down to 32 degrees with some freezing rain for some. Other spots, it's quiet. Winds are calm at the current time, but as we look ahead between now and tomorrow morning, the mix of rain, freezing rain, and a bit of sleet will extend into the North Country as snow, sleet, and freezing rain after about 3 or 4 a.m. through the morning hours tomorrow. A lot of the freezing rain concern in the western half of central and southern New Hampshire. Doesn't mean you're not going to see freezing rain up north during part of Sunday, but the bigger threat for travel impacts due to ice and power outages exists in the central and western part of the state. So right now in Doppler radar, not much happening from Laconia points north. It's all in southern zones right now where some areas have picked up 1/4 to 1/3 of an inch of ice in and around the Sunapee area. You add a little bit more to that between now and tomorrow morning, and that could be just enough to break some of the tree limbs and result in some scattered outages. So be aware of that concern going forward. Elsewhere in the radar, you notice what's happening upstream. There's a lot more rain to speak of, and that rain is going to come down at a pretty good clip between now and tomorrow midday. For a closer look at the timeline of all of this, we'll bring in meteorologist Jacqueline Thomas to talk about Futurecast and the 12-hour outlook. Hi, Jackie.
Yeah, hi, Mike. We still have that alert weather to deal with through the night tonight into tomorrow morning. That's when travel is going to be trickiest right through the morning hours on Sunday. Still dealing with that mixing, that chance for some freezing rain. And then you'll notice temperatures start to climb a bit as we head through the day. And we'll see a transition to just rain by the time we see any showers on Sunday evening. We actually get a little bit of a break in the action for southern areas during the middle of the day in the afternoon, and then as we head through tomorrow night, we get another burst of precipitation to come in here, and that'll mainly be in the form of rain ahead of warmer air moving in for Monday. So a closer look at the Futurecast and the timeline as we head through these next few hours. We're dealing with that chance of that icing, the pink here that you're seeing. We're seeing it right now on radar, showing that chance for freezing rain. That continues overnight, and notice that this fills in across New Hampshire again. So even though we're seeing a break in some of the precipitation up north right now, as we head overnight into tomorrow morning, here's 8 a.m., that fills back in, the moisture moves back in. We could even see a couple more snowflakes up north as we head into early tomorrow too, perhaps another coating to 1 inch or 2 in some spots, but it's that freezing rain potential that we're really watching, and that's going to bring the biggest concern for the chance of those slick roads overnight into tomorrow. Then as we head towards the afternoon, notice a bit of that shut off in southern parts of the state. You might still get some lingering showers or mixing up north while southern areas get a little break in the action. And then Sunday night, here comes some more of that moisture. Another chance for showers moves in, redevelops into Monday. For more on what to expect Monday and that icing threat that we're watching out for, we'll send things back to Mike.
All right, thanks a lot, Jackie. As pointed out, central in southern New Hampshire, western part of this part of the Granite State. The biggest ice threat we've already seen, as mentioned, 1/4 to 1/3 of an inch of ice. Some spots may end up near a 1/2 inch, just enough for scattered outages. And also the roads that are not treated out here certainly could turn slippery between now and early tomorrow morning. As for what follows this system, more showers on Monday, but there'll be a break around midday or early afternoon, and the temperatures spike up to 60 or higher in southern New Hampshire, followed by downpours and even a rumble of thunder Monday night. It's all gone by Tuesday, and the temperatures come back to reality by then. But tomorrow, still on the chilly side. This is why improvement happens for the afternoon, though, starting off around 30. But by the afternoon, we are well above freezing. So any slick spots turn just damp by midday and early afternoon. And look at the warm-up on Monday. 50s and 60s taking over in between morning showers and an evening downpour or thunderstorm. Tuesday and Wednesday, it'll be dry and more seasonable. Could be another mix to rain, but not a lot of icing except far north during Wednesday night into early on Thursday.